Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You could probably tell I'm not in my lock lab right now. I'm actually at my home office because it's too darn cold in the garage to be picking any locks right now. But I got a pretty cool one clamped up in a vise right now. It was sent to me by Bill Bacardi, and it's called Foxtail by Foxxy 3. And Foxxy 3D printed that cool little key cover. But it's an Avis padlock that's been drilled out and modified. And, well, it will sit in this cool little bag with another little lock on it. But we're not going to pick that little lock. We're going to be picking this guy. So we'll see what we can do. I grabbed a selection of picks out of the lab. And I'm going to go with the top of the keyway tension there with that. And since it has that real little thin piece of warding down here at the bottom, I'm going to stick a smaller tension wrench down there to kind of keep me from bending that down. That way, if I need to use the key will still work. So let me turn the camera here just a little bit. And let's see if we can get this started. Nope, there's a click off pin 4. And click off pin 5. Little tiny click off of 3. I'm in a deep false set, but I got counter on 2. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2. Nothing on 3. That was a little click off of 4. Okay, so back to the front. Nothing on 1. I don't feel anything on 2. That was a counter on 3, but I didn't quite trust it. It didn't feel right. Okay, so that's pin 2. That was pin 3. Nothing on 4. Nothing on 5. And couldn't feel anything on 6, so let's come back forward. And Bill, thanks for sending me this lock along with those other locks you sent. I really appreciate it, man. It's going to take me a little while to get through them all, though. That was a bunch of locks that I've gotten from a bunch of people all right around the same time. All right, I got a deep falset going now. There we go. Oh, whoa. I think I just opened it, maybe. No, I just went into a super deep falset. Really deep falset. Man, I mean, you guys can tell that's about where the core was when I started, straight up and down there. Now it's angled that way. So that's a very, very deep false set. Nothing on 2. Nothing on 3. Nothing on 4, 5, or 6. Man, that is a scary deep false set. It almost makes me feel like I fell into some sort of trap. Well, I'm out of the false set. I was trying to see if I can get movement on pin 6, but rotated it back pretty far and got nowhere on that pin. So, okay, I rotated it all the way back just to be able to push up on pin 6. Probably not the wisest move. There's another little click out of 6. Yes, pin 2, pin 3, okay, here's pin 4. Okay, got a click there. Still got a false set. Nothing on 5. Nothing on 6. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 2. There's a little bit on 3. Not feeling anything right now. Okay, that was a nice little click off of pin 3, 4, and 5. No, I'm back in that deep falset again. And nothing is giving me any feedback here. I want to lower my tension just a little bit, see if I can wiggle a pin somewhere. But not all that much flop just in that false set. That's insane. Okay, maybe I got something going there. There we go. Yeah, pin 4 was my holdout on that super deep falset. You guys could see the angle on this, how deep that falset was. I want to bring this back to about where that falset was setting. And it was setting right about there. Full open is just right there. So about 1/8 of a turn was the difference between that falset and full open. So that's crazy deep. I'd like to get this open and see what Foxxy put in there to give us that deep of a falset. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna keep this in frame because I want credit for this guy. Tough little lock. Got all these extra picks that I brought in out of the way. Okay, there's the key. It's got a real deep cut on one and kind of a hill climb in the middle and a deep cut there on 6 too. So it's a little bit surprising. 6 and 2 is just about the same depth. All right, so I did grab a Allen wrench. To be able to take these screw caps off. Okay, here comes the pins from one. And you know, I did grab everything except for a pair of pinning tweezers. Okay, so let me just scoot these things around. Actually, I do have a pair of tweezers. They're definitely not pinning tweezers, and they're definitely not really worth using for this, but we're just going to have to make do. I don't know if this guy was around like this, or if he was around with a T-pin down. Either way, a pretty tough looking pin. Nicely machined. Okay, here comes the driver and the key pin. The concessions we make when we want to stay warm, right, fellas? Okay, that spring shot out and landed in the carpet somewhere, so that's awesome. I gotta dig that up. We're already off to a great start here. That's all right, though. I got springs just like that, spare ones too, so. Okay, keep in, come on. There it is. Okay, here's my spring, and there's my driver. My key pin. I could definitely tell the difference when I'm looking at my camera here, folks. The lighting in here is not nearly as good as what it is in my workshop. All right, we'll take this latch plug out for pin 6. And by the way, I'm also using my latest design on my pinning trays here. Man, we got some nice looking pin work. I'm gonna have to use this key to try to push that pin up. There it is. All right, and there's key pin 6. And I want to see what he's done to the inside, so I want to take this last one out and see if that'll let me pull the core out. Maybe not. That last one doesn't look like it's blocking anything, so I'm just going to stick it back in there. So I don't think I'll be able to pull the core out. So there we go with that. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this thing up here and take a look at these pins. if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. Got a nice double, kind of a wide serrated with this deep, sharp spool. And then I've got a very deep spooled key pin with a very intricately done pin here. This is pretty nice. It's got a spool part stepped down, some serrations. I mean, it's a pretty wild looking pin. This right here looks like the two metal links out of a metal ball chain with a just a single serration on the key pin. I've got a key pin T-pin, and this guy right here is a multi-part pin. You can see the center slides up and down, so that was definitely a tricky one, and that's pin 4. That's the one that was holding me out right there at the end. Next we got another T-pin key pin with this really wicked double spool here. Then I've got a serrated key pin and a very sharp serrated driver for 6. If I can get this camera to focus any better, that'd be great, but I'm going to blame part of it on the lighting here in my office. But anyway, that's what we have in this lock that Foxxy made, this Foxtail Abus that Bill Bacardi sent me. So Bill, thanks very, very much for sending it to me. And Foxxy, thanks for sending it out to the community, man. I'm glad I got a chance to pick on it. It's a pretty unique and interesting lock, and this pin work is fantastic. So now we have to move along a little bit because it is time to have a drawing for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. There's the box sitting back there, right behind my little miniature Nintendo. And so let's get some stuff out of the way. And we'll go ahead and look at the computer screens. I got one up on one screen and one up on another screen. So give me just a second here. Alright, so if you guys can handle the shaky cam, looks like I'm just going to have to hold on to the camera for this screen. So this is the video where I got whipped by Julian. So this is the one where I actually announced my giveaway, and we're going to go ahead and do a search on that. We got 51 unique commenters, so let's go ahead and come down here and start the raffle. Okay, Paul Springett, you're in the drawing, and here is the second video down here. Looks like I set the camera down for this one. And I got 49 unique commenters on this one, and this one was the video for Thumpers Over the Hill, where I very first announced what I was giving away. And we're going to start the raffle and pick a random winner for that. Okay, Peter Plattenboggy and Paul Springett, you guys are the ones that are up for the giveaway. One of y'all is going to get that full kit, and the other one's going to get a folding pinning tray. So, well, how are we going to decide between the two of you? That's pretty easy. It's going to be hard to film, but it's going to be pretty easy. We're actually doing an old-fashioned coin toss. So the first one I picked, Paul, you get heads, and Peter, you get tails. And I just go ahead and just drop it. So let me start the flip. Okay, got it. And trying to keep all of this in frame. That comes up as a tails. So guess what, Peter? You just won yourself a nice coin toss, and you are the grand prize winner of my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Now, Peter, you've got 1 week to contact me with your mailing information. If you don't get back to me, we'll wind up drawing a new winner. Same thing, Paul. You got 1 week to get back to me. So if you don't get back to me within a week, I will draw another winner for the pinning tray. So congratulations to both of you. I'm sorry that I could only give back to 2 out of the 1,011 of you at this very point in time that I'm filming this. But I just don't have that much money to go around, folks. I really appreciate being in this community, and I love giving back to the community. I know I give quite often, as much as I can when I can. And I wanted to do a giveaway where I give away a nicer pinning kit this time. This time a full Sparrows pinning kit, and a good collection of locks. So I just wanted to find something a little bit better than what I've done before in my giveaways. And thanks to Bill Bacardi and throwing in those high security locks, it turned into an amazing giveaway. So Peter, you're the lucky feller. So like I said, get back with me in a week. And Paul, same for you on the folding pinning tray. It's no cost to you guys to get them mailed out to you. So everyone, thanks for being a part of my time in this community and, sticking with me. I really appreciate it. It just, the appreciation goes a really long way. So be safe. Don't do anything illegal. And if you see a lock out there in the wild and you don't have a key for it, just don't stick a pick in it.